All right, you guys, so here's another lost video. This one is from mid-November, I think. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Belly Acres Kitchen. You guys, today Mama and I are going to be out here in the greenhouse trying to preserve some herbs, and then we'll probably go to the herb garden as well. So let's take a tour of this greenhouse for a second. Yes. Beautiful. This is my favorite grocery store in the whole world. So we went ahead. This pepper plant had already lost all its leaves, but it's getting new growth. We've already been digging in the dirt. And we moved all of these in and transplanted them so that hopefully we can grow groceries throughout the winter. So, and man, it's holding the moisture in here so nicely. We've had a lot of rain outside. So let's talk about what's here. This is a jalapeno plant. It grew all summer in the greenhouse. The leaves were massive. And it produced a lot of jalapenos. I thought at one point that it was going to get too hot in here. And then when we removed the plastic, it did so much better. This is parsley. This is curled leaf parsley. It's beautiful. Let me see if I can get it to, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. I am going to go ahead and harvest some of that parsley and dry it. But the good thing about the stuff in here is hopefully we will be able to access it all year. This is a bean. I had a bean in my pocket and I just said, oh, well, here, I'll just put that in there. So hopefully it'll grow up this nice strong trunk and maybe give us some green beans later. This is Egyptian walking onions. These are the ones that we have had. I think we've had them about 4 years. Cindy Cargill gave them to me from Pathways Homestead back when we first moved to Nowata. So, and they are still doing great. They overwinter every year, even when we had them outside, not in the greenhouse. But I am going to go ahead and cut some of these back and probably put some in my refrigerator just so I have some green onions for hopefully some baked potatoes and stuff later this week. But also I will probably dehydrate some. This is spearmint. Spearmint, you know, takes over. I do have some in my herb garden that I continually cut back, but this is going to be great for tea. Also, it's a great bug repellent. So if you scatter some of these sprigs around the outside of your house, that helps repel bugs. You guys, this thing, it has been in here all year and it is just now putting on peppers, but look how beautiful that pepper is. These are the Chinese giant. They're a type of bell pepper. And so I'm really excited about it. I need to stake it probably just because that pepper is getting so heavy. We did transplant these. Mama came in and transplanted these from the garden outside into the greenhouse, so it went through a little bit of transplant shock. But if you look right there, here, let's see, right here, let me get you in here. It is putting on new leaves, new growth. Here we go. So, oh, look right in here. See that little leaf? So it is going to come back, I'm hoping, from the transplant shock. These are this Pretty and Sweet. These are Addie's absolute favorite peppers. She loves to pick them right out of the garden and eat them. If you are new to my channel, Addie is my 3-year-old granddaughter. She absolutely loves snacking in the garden. This, oh, well, Mama to the rescue. She's already going to stake that pepper up. I've got some twine, but I did find out that I left it outside. So it is soaked. I have to let the twine dry. We have had about 7 inches of rain in a week. And so, yeah, it's pretty soaked. Man, that does not want to let you go through, does it? Mm-mm. Might be a root, do you think? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, put the muscle into it, Mama. Oh, yeah, so nicely. And we'll get some twine and get it tight. I think we might have some zip ties up there.
No, zip ties.
I mean, loosely. It won't do good. Oh, you found a piece. I think. Well, it's a
leaf.
Yeah, it's Johnson grass. It might hold. But
look, it's got a flower right there and a little one right there. Look.
Oh, yes. See the little, it's getting blooms. We also, so this is something else that I've had for years and years. It is English thyme. So I've had it for probably 2 or 3 years, and it is doing great, but I do want to get some of this cut back. Oh, it smells so good. I love when you rub the leaves and it just smells so amazing.
How's that? Will that hold
Perfect. Yeah, I think so. Look at that. Yay. So this, I am going to cut back so I can get some dried so I have some inside. But again, hopefully this stuff will keep coming all year. This ancho pepper, we did transplant it. It also went through a little bit of transplant shock, not on the same severity as the rest of them, but it is doing really nicely. It does not have any blooms on it, but hoping that it will soon. This serrano plant, it was already in this tub. We just moved the tub into the greenhouse. But look at this. Look how full it is. Just still growing serranos like crazy. Still going to be able to do some pickled serranos and serrano salsa. And then over here, you guys, this is Italian oregano. Look at this. Look how much it has grown over. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it has kind of spilled over into Mama's cactus here. So it's kind of sharing some space over here, but it's looking great. I am going to have to transplant these chives because the oregano is choking it out. If you look back in here, the chives are already laid over because the oregano is choking it out. So I am going to cut the chives back, but I do want to go ahead and transplant it into another bucket, possibly into this bucket right next door, because it just has peppers and the peppers will grow up so we can put the chives in there. All right, so if we pull, like separate it out, and then maybe, get
the palita?
little, yes, and then dig it out, and then maybe plant it in there.
Yeah.
And then
Where's
I'll,
the palita?
let me go look. So maybe, you probably have to dig it down a little bit because it is
Yeah, I was just trying to get.
back away from the,
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot
of the, you're getting, yeah, through some of the oregano.
Yeah.
It's fine. That oregano is probably 2 or 3 years old, I think. Nope, that's the one that I bought this year at the greenhouse that Michelle and I went to. Ooh, that's a big root ball, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? That is great, though. Look at that root support. Okay. All right. Okay, well, let's go ahead and dig a hole. Look at that root system. It's beautiful on that. All right, I think we've got it big enough. Oh, yeah, gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. And maybe this will give the chives a chance to spread a little bit. They're not getting choked out by the oregano. And it may go through a little bit of transplant shock, but I'm going to go ahead and trim it back. That way I can take some chives. I'm going to take some chives, Mom. I'm going to trim it back.
Oh, okay.
We'll take some chives in. Great. And then we can just kind of put all of that stuff back, and it should just take over that whole pot.
Yeah. How's that?
Yeah, beautiful. It'll take over that whole pot.
Yeah.
That's some great Greek oregano there. I have some.
I got some too.
I know.
He's inside with this one.
With your cactus.
Yeah.
Well, all of this is yours too.
Yeah.
You know. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of that back today too. But all right, I'm going to cut these chives back and we will go from there. Usually try to kind of get it all in one big scoop. It's like giving it a haircut. Probably not going to be able to do all of that, so I'll just kind of cut it here. Pull it out easily. Ooh, those smell so good.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me think of baked potatoes.
Yeah.
Or loaded baked potato soup. Mm-hmm. Man, some of these are really long. I need different clippers, but I don't know where my other ones went. These are more for like trees.
Yeah.
My little gardening ones are gone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know where they went. Okay, let's... Beautiful. Look at that. All right. Now we just let these do their thing.
Yeah.
Scissors, I mean, those shears are a little hard because you have to... We could almost get away with scissors out here.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go get some scissors? Smells good, huh?
Oh, yeah. How's that?
Yeah. And then we'll just cut them right here. We won't cut what's growing over into yours. I don't want to... Which it should be rooted down in here by now.
I think it's already
Oh,
rooted
okay.
down.
Perfect.
See?
Yep. So we can... Those are awful, aren't they?
Yeah.
You want me to go get some scissors?
Yeah, you over there by in my room,
In
by
your
the
room?
sewing machine, there's little thing, glass.
Mm-hmm.
There's two or three scissors there.
Okay, I'll go grab some. Oh, that's beautiful.
All right.
Let's put it right. Oh, gorgeous. I think that's great because we want it to be able to fill this pot, so we can always come back and do it again. But we've got more oregano in the herb garden that we need to trim.
Okay.
So, this is beautiful. I guess what we can do next is the
Chives, grandes.
the green onions. Yeah. All right. So with these, you want to go. Okay, let me show you on this one. See where it starts to branch out? You don't want to get down too, you don't want to get past this. See how they're kind of braided almost?
Yeah.
You want it above that.
Oh, okay.
So, like right in here, how they're kind of. Here, I'll show one from the camera here. How they kind of grow together.
Yeah.
You don't want to cut down into this.
Yeah.
You want above that. So, I don't know, about an inch above it. And then we'll keep those separate, which the chives are so much smaller.
Right here?
Perfect. Hey, all of this dead stuff,
You can take it off.
I would leave it in the pot.
Oh.
Because it'll help with moisture.
Yeah.
But we can just cut it off. Yeah, except for...
What's it doing? Huh? Did Mommy close you in the house?
So you didn't get mauled by the little giant.
Yeah, but...
I know. All right, so there's that one's cut back.
Yeah.
And
that was cut back.
Yes. I'm going to take a little bit of this parsley and some of that thyme. We've kind of got... I am just kind of stacking it all in here.
Yeah.
But we'll sort it when we get inside. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of this parsley. The way I like to do it is I will just... we can go a little further down. Clip. And we have a sprig of parsley. So, and it will come back, you know, tenfold. I try not to take these little bitty things. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to take the little bitty tiny ones. I'm going to let them grow a little. I do love the double curled parsley. I love how full they are, the florets.
What do you put those in?
Parsley, you can put this in just about anything. You know, like whenever you have the garlic toast and it has the little green, you know, up on top, like the little green leaves. That's what parsley is. Anything. I also like to put it in the, like my Italian seasoning. This one, we're going to cut it off because it's not doing great. I don't want it. All right. So that's not a whole lot of parsley, but it's enough to kind of let this do its thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Put that right there. All right. So let's move on. I don't think I'm going to cut any mint today. I don't have a clear plan for it yet.
Okay.
I'm not real big on mint tea. But I did want to grow some spearmint. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So I'm going to leave it and let it just grow.
Yeah.
And then that's it in here.
Okay.
So we've got the oregano. Oh, I was going to get some thyme.
Oh.
I forgot about that. So we are going to go ahead and trim up the thyme. So I grabbed another bowl because this tub is getting full very, very fast. I'm not going to harvest the pineapple sage right now because it is blooming and it is absolutely gorgeous. That pineapple sage, it smells so good.
Yeah.
I don't have a clear plan for it yet either. This is the first year of growing it and it has just taken over and it is so gorgeous. Look at these blooms are just so pretty. So, and it really brings a lot of color to our garden, our herb garden. So I think Mom's going to go ahead. These, we just got this year from a subscriber, these walking onions. And a subscriber sent them to us, some bulbs. And we planted these. Look how big they have gotten from bulbs this year. We have... well, this is just snapdragons, which they're just so pretty. I love snapdragons, so I'm just not even going to mess with these. But these, look, this is why they call them snapdragons. Let's see. Because they talk. They look like little dragons. So I'm not even going to mess with these. Here, where we live in Oklahoma, they are actually perennials. They will come back every year. All right, you guys, so I have some big plans for this herb garden this year. I don't know how much of this stuff will overwinter. I know pretty much like the oregano and that kind of stuff will. I know the basil won't. I don't know anything about the sage or the pineapple sage. A lot of stuff is still, kind of hanging on. I know the onions will come back, but I do want to revamp it a little bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the mint out because it is really kind of taking over, which I knew it would. But I'm thinking about planting the spearmint around the house. That will help with pest control. And then also whenever Rusty mows, it'll be awesome because it'll smell so good. I'm just not a big tea, peppermint tea or spearmint tea person. I do like tea, just not that kind. All right, so I've got some lemon thyme now. Mom and I have that full, this full, and then I trimmed back that pineapple sage quite a bit, and then I pulled back a lot of that spearmint because it's kind of trying to take over. So now I'm going to get some of this lemon thyme, and then I want some of this Greek oregano. So I also have some sage right here that I didn't talk about earlier, so I'll probably grab some of it. Whew, this is a lot. So this is the Greek oregano. I definitely want some of this because it is so much stronger. So this is the Greek oregano. That's rosemary. I just tried this Greek oregano this year, and I couldn't be happier with an oregano than this one. I do love Italian oregano, but Greek oregano just has so much more flavor and aromatics. It's just so good. I do want to try some of the other oreganos. Hopefully I can find some different varieties this year. I'm really excited to try to find Mexican oregano for sure, and possibly even Cuban oregano. I did find some Cuban oregano last year at a greenhouse. Maybe I can find it again this year. Now, if I'm being super honest, I did not start dehydrating these herbs until a few days later because there was just so much going on and that day. So then I waited, and I think it was the next night that I started processing everything. You guys, we ended up with so much of those green onions. I had a ton of them, so I had to get creative with them. You will see here soon. But I love being able to grow my own herbs and to have them at the ready. It changes the whole flavor palette of sauces and seasonings, and making my own Italian seasoning and Cajun seasoning. It's just really awesome to have, dried herbs from my garden, and it changes everything. The flavor is just not so muted. So it has been a great experience this year, being more intentional about growing the herbs to use throughout the year. I have grown herbs for years, but I've always just used fresh herbs. I've never really dehydrated them much. I have here and there, but just being so much more intentional this year has been a game changer for me. This seems like forever ago when we were processing these herbs, but the winter, I don't know, it seems like it's just sped by, but it's also been a long winter. I think because of all of the crazy weather that we have had, but all of the moisture we have had and the snow that we have had is going to be amazing for the gardens this year. And I am chomping at the bit. I am so ready to start my next garden. All right, on this I am going to go 105. I'll go 113. We're going to go ahead and do that for 10 hours. All right, so we still have this left. I also have some more over here. So I'm gonna try dehydrating some in the oven. I've never done this before, but Rusty looked it up and it said if I go 195, babe?
Yes.
I can probably dehydrate them in about 3 hours. So, and this is also a convection oven, so it should work almost like a dehydrator anyway because it does have the fan in the back. And I still have a lot more green onions. So I may have to look up different ideas for the green onion. But let's go ahead and get this ready for the oven. All right, so I've got some rosemary here. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this, and then I'm looking for some twine so that we can be able to bind this together and hang it to dry. Now, I do wish I would have been more careful when when we were harvesting these, because this became a nightmare trying to get them all sorted out. But I do have to rinse all of my herbs when I bring them in because, I mean, you always should anyway, but we live right on a gravel road, so everything gets dusted. So we definitely have to rinse them. Plus, getting any kind of bugs or anything out. I did learn through this process that mesh bags is the way to go. If you have herbs that you're wanting to dry, save your onion bag. All right, so I've got some lavender that I washed and some double curled parsley. So I'm gonna go ahead and label them. I've got these cute little conversation bubbles that are sticky notes that one of our subscribers sent to us. Miss Julie. So I'm gonna put, it'd help if I put my glasses back on. Parsley. And then I'm gonna use these. These are just bread ties. I've got these long ones that come in with the trash bags. I don't know if anybody else saves things like that, but I always throw them in my junk drawer, and because you never know when you're going to need them. So I'm just going to twist tie these together. You can also bind these with twine. That works as well. This is going to work great because I can stick that through there. Now, mind you, I have washed these, so they're going to be a bit drippy anyway. Just push that through. Okay, and then we will just hang it on that line that Rusty just made me. And the reason I go ahead and label these is because right now you can tell it's parsley, but once they dry, sometimes it becomes hard to see, to understand, or to recognize what it is. So I'm gonna put this on there and kind of hang it in the over the sink for a little while. That way it can drip in the sink until we get the rest of the stuff done. You don't want to put it in too big of bundles because if you do, it takes longer to dry if it's hanging. I'm probably going to need a couple of those lines in the Now, originally, when I did this before, in the summer, I harvested a whole bunch of basil right before I left to Texas because I didn't want it to bloom while I was gone. And so when I did that, I taught Desi how to bind them with twine, and we hung them outside on a line. But the problem is we live right on a gravel road, and so all of the dust from the trucks that go by, they just got completely covered with road dust, and by the end of it, they just weren't reusable. Now, this did take a lot longer than I expected it to take, but I am so glad that I took the time to actually separate things and get them bundled and, hang them up to dry. It did work out a lot better than waiting for the oven or waiting for the dehydrator, because then, that's all hours of doing it. Now, I do love my dehydrator, and I think that it is great. You can set things and forget it, and that's awesome. But, just hanging them on a line to dry, that worked out really well too. But I think for this year, I'm going to try to be more intentional in drying herbs throughout the season. And then I don't think it'll be quite as much at the end of the season. Now, normally I just use my herbs fresh out of the garden throughout the spring and summer season. And then, here trying to get them all preserved for the winter. I think if I could just preserve them throughout even the warm season, I think that will help a lot. It won't be quite as much there at the end. Now, I say that, and my herbs just blew up coming out of the summer season. Holy Hannah, you guys. I still have a whole tote to go through. But if you guys look behind me, there is herbs hanging back there. I did want to talk about something that has confused me all year. I had a really hard time finding rosemary this year, and I finally found some seeds, and I planted them, and then I swore it was lavender coming up, because it kind of smells like lavender, looks just like lavender. So I looked it up, or had Rusty look it up, and the way you can tell the difference is rosemary has a hairier underside on the leaves, and rosemary is greener than lavender. Lavender's kind of a gray. So let's look at that. Here we go. We have lavender and rosemary here. So this over here, see how it's gray, kind of looks almost gray there. And here, this is lavender, and this is greener. It doesn't have the gray in it. This is rosemary. Also, if you look really close, let me put my glasses on so I can see under the underside, let's see if I can get it in there. Underside of the lavender is smoother than the rosemary. So the rosemary has more texture. See the texture right here. It's a little more hairy, as I say. And that's really good to know, because I did not know that. Now, Rusty is my knight in shining armor here. He did hang up a line for me there in the working pantry. I'm still using that same line now. I use it for all kinds of different things. As a matter of fact, right now it's being used for germination testing for seeds that I had from years before. So I love that line there. It's tall enough that it's not going to take anybody's head off. Well, maybe Rusty's over in that corner, but it's also awesome, and then he came and of course has to hang them up for me because I couldn't reach. But we just use clothespins here, and then the mesh bags, you'll see those in a minute, that we used from the old onion bags. That is a game changer. I definitely want to save my onion bags this year. English time. Italian oregano, and those two are chives. You can put them in mesh bags also. I had a couple of onion bags left over, or that we were able to use. So if you have onion bags and you're planning on drying herbs, hang on to those because those may come in handy. It would be so much easier just to put everything in mesh bags than to bundle. But the only thing is like with the chives where I had to wash those really good, I'll need to come and kind of move them around every day to make sure that they're not sitting there molding. But there you go. And then with this stuff, like I've got leftover stuff, all these mixed up herbs that I decided not to use, were too dirty, were old, whatever, I can throw to the chickens tomorrow. A lot of these herbs have very beneficial or health benefits towards the chickens. So that'll be awesome. I have all of these onions still left. I may just stick them back in the bucket, and then tomorrow when I pull stuff from the dehydrator, I will put those in. Yeah, but that pantry's looking nice. All right, so these have been in the oven at 195 for 2 hours. There's a couple.
Something's burning.
I pulled them. It says they need to be crumbly. And I think for the most part, especially on the edges here. Oh, that one still has some moisture in it. This is really cool. I mean, I knew you could do this in the oven. I just never have done it. So it's really kind of exciting. All right, there's a couple of them that still have the moisture. You want them to be completely crumbly. And I think I cut them plenty big because they do shrink when you dry them. Now there's only like 2 or 3 that didn't fully dry. I'm just gonna throw those out because there's no need to leave the oven going for those. It looked like a whole lot of onions, and then whenever you get it done, it's really not that many. I'm gonna leave these out. I mean, they're dried, but I'll find a jar to put them in when the rest of them are done. But this will be great for dips or to just kind of throw in a recipe if you want a little bit of an onion flavor, especially this green onion flavor. It smells amazing. I wish you guys could smell it. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Mom and I got a lot of herbs picked, and then I've got them all preserving now. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. But I hope you guys like our videos. If you do, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Leave us some comments. Let us know, your favorite way to preserve some of these herbs. And let me know if you hang them to dry or if you dehydrate them in the oven, or just, I don't know if you can can them or freeze them or whatever. But anyway, until next time, you guys, God bless.